So when it comes to improving our social media marketing for our business, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking to become more effective with the content we're producing. We're looking to see our audience grow, and then naturally we want to see the audience then convert into sales. Now, the only key way of trying to actually do this is to create quality, consistent content. Now, the other thing we also want to do in parallel to this is take the stress out of the equation. So what I did is I took some time last year and I actually wrote a book on a full methodology of how to do this. The best way to create quality content on a regular basis for your business and just make it a natural process that everyone can get behind. So all I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a quick run through, pick out the essence of a methodology, and we're going to run through the work booklet, and literally we're going to fill a week out and we're going to go from there. Let's see what it's all about. I've got a clipboard. Let's just start from the top and let's work our way through. So I'm going to use one of our restaurants as an example. So we've got a restaurant here called Smokers. It's a smokehouse and cocktail bar. So let's just start with this following week coming. So let's cheat. So let's do this week. Let's just use this as an example. So start 27/01/20. I've not got into the fact that it's actually 20. I'm still in the year of 2019 in my head. So Smokers. Now, all we've got here is we've got what we call our pool. So this is so we can like brainstorm different ideas for what we can use for our theme. So what we could do is you could go out there and you could just post completely random content on your social media platform. All these various messages going out there. But the problem with that is customers get lost. They don't know what you're trying to sell them. So what we need to do is we need to just hone that down and focus on 3 particular things. My fingers aren't working tonight. I'm trying to hold a pen. But 3 particular things is what we need to focus on. So we'll pick 3 different themes. Now, a theme is basically something you're trying to sell. Let's say we've got Valentine's Day coming up. So Valentine's Day could be the theme. Then what we'll do later is we'll expand that into different messages. So we could have an offer. One thing we've just done is say if you book a Valentine's table before the end of January, is it? You get a free rose and bubbly on arrival and stuff like that. That's just one type of message, but we can elaborate off that theme. Or we could then like showcase the Valentine's menu as another one, or we could say a message of don't leave it too late, anything like that. There are different messages that all relate to that same theme. So then there's an individual message that we're trying to broadcast. Think of big corporations in their sort of marketing campaigns. They generally pick one topic, and what they do is they run that through an advertising campaign through various different media, but they run that for say 3 to 4 months. So because we're looking at here for like a small to medium sized business sort of thing, well, especially for a restaurant, we've got a more localized audience. We've got to keep mixing it up. We've got to keep it fresh because we've got a very sort of captive audience and we need to keep those messages out there to try and keep the footfall in and help us convert. So what we're going to do is we're literally just going to pick our 3 themes. So let's go with Valentine's as number 1. So I'll go Valentine's there. Let's go with another thing we do, like 2 for 1 cocktails. Let's go with that. So 2 for 1 cocktails. Lots of great things we can go about there. And then let's go with, so we recently launched a brunch menu here. Let's showcase brunch. People love brunch. So brunch menu there. New brunch. So that's how we've got our themes. All we do is we're going to list them there. And then if we just flip over, we can do a breakdown of our messages against each one. So let's just pick on Valentine's. I'm just going to do one as an example. So let's think of a journey. So we're going to put the content out there in a certain order. So the first one, let's do a bit of a snippet, just be a teaser. So soon approaching, don't leave too late. Okay, drop the teaser out there, nice and gentle. get the message out. So let's think time-wise. Let's drop that probably the sort of first one, end sort of end of Jan. Get that out there. Second, let's hit it hard. Let's put big content out there. Let's drop the menu. Have you seen? So I can actually spell. Have you seen our Val menu? Nice and easy. Nice, hit it hard. So by releasing our menu, we've then got to start thinking later on of where our audience are going to be when they digest that content. So we've dropped the little teaser in, hard hit, here's the menu. What we'll do is we'll have something in there like a call to action to try and push them into a booking app and stuff like that, so we can then convert that sale. And then let's drop it in nice and easy. Let's do a bit of a sort of teaser so we can then just showcase one of the dishes. So we could do a photo of maybe like a share a dessert or something like that, couple of spoons, and then we could do it as a nice sort of like just a little sweet teaser, bit of a cheeky message. So showcase a pud. So I've not elaborated into full detail for what we're going on, but we've got the sort of basis of what each message is going to be. So naturally you can go through and break it down for like the 2 for 1 and for brunch, but just to run through as a demo, just going to keep this nice and simple. So what we do, so once we've done that, we then need to work out where we're going to actually publish our messages. So I have here a timeline, basically a glorified calendar with all the days of a week. The reason I've only gone as far as a week is best practice we found is if you mix your themes up on a weekly basis. So pick 3 themes. Then what you can do is you could have a couple that might be consistent and run for a couple of weeks. Say for example, like the 2 for 1 offer we're looking at the moment, we'll run that probably for say a 2 to 3 week campaign. But then another message, let's just say Mother's Day, just picking out as another big event. Valentine's could pass, Mother's Day's approaching, let's start dropping that one in there. So it's a way of just mixing these up on a weekly basis. So all I'm going to do is look at a reference point. So if we go back, all of our themes are labelled A, B, C, D. All of our messages are labelled 1, 2 and 3. So I'm literally going to pick on Facebook, and I'm just going to say Tuesday, let's post A1. Thursday, let's post A2. And Saturday, let's post A3. That's simple. Now you'll see underneath each one, I've got the times of day. So let's just think where we want our audience to be. So A1 can be quite casual. Let's just drop that as a feeder on an evening. So that can go out at 6 o'clock at night. This is where it gets a bit difficult. So our menu, where do we want our audience to be for this? So let's start thinking. If someone wants to book it as a surprise, do we target lunch breaks? So someone could be on their own. They've got some time to actually then not just scroll through, but they could engage in the post. They could visit the menu, they could read it, and they could take a minute or two to go online and then book a table. And they're also potentially not going to be with their partner, so it means they could book something as a surprise. So that's where lunch times come in. Evening, they will probably have the time, but they won't be able to book it as a surprise. So let's go with just shy of lunch, 11:45. And then the little bit of a teaser one, let's go mid-afternoon. So you know you get sort of mid-afternoon lull of a bit of a prompter. Let's go 3 o'clock. Someone's just scrolling through, just tap in the back of their mind like that. Now, we could then put the same sort of content down of the same schedule for the various platforms, for Instagram and Twitter. And then what we'll do is we can fill out then for viewer boxes. Now, we just wrote 9 messages and we've got 7 boxes. So let's just do a quick example on Instagram. I'll just half it and we'll have B1 and maybe C2, 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Literally just break it up, slice the box in half, you can post the content that way. So nice, simple way of doing that. And then we need to think, okay, got my themes, I've got my messages, I've now worked out when I'm going to be publishing them on my timeline, but do I have the right content for them? So let's go back to the showcase of the dessert. Have I got photos of the puddings for the Valentine's menu? Probably not. So that's what it's a case of, okay, I'm going to then task that to my head chef. I want photos for post A3, and I want photo of pudding. That simple. And then all it is that is then tasked, and then as soon as I've got that, I'll tick it off. And I can then go through all the different content posts I've got out there, any content I'm looking for. So whether it's a case of, okay, let's just share an article if we've got a blog on our website. Just say, have I got the web link? Is the article posted? Ah, cool. I know the link. Cool. So I've got the content prepared. And then the next step is you'll go away, and I've not got a sort of worksheet for this as such, purely because everyone is going to do this completely differently. Are you going to physically be posting or scheduling your content? Now, if you're pre-scheduling for Instagram, I know it's challenging. There's not many tools out there that integrate really well. Facebook's great. Scheduling you can do on a third party, or you can do on Facebook itself. But go away, do that magic yourself, and then literally, once it's done, just tick them off. It's not intrusive, you can still reflect back, but you can glance it on your timeline and go, yeah, it's done. So all this is a simple guide to basically work through and plan out your social media content. Now, we don't want to overcomplicate it. We want to streamline what we're focusing on, which is why we're only looking at 3 themes, and then we want to be expanding. So I can do some other videos where I can go a bit more in how we choose our themes, how we do our messages, and then how we can go about the whole process in creating quality content. So tips and tricks for like trying to get the right sort of photos, whether it's a case of naturally building up a sort of catalogue of content as you go, just thinking that step ahead for when you've got sort of opportunities coming up. But in essence, all we've just done now is we did more of a sort of mental thing rather than putting pen to paper when it came to drafting notes. But imagine you've got a sort of management team who are going to be working through these sort of things for you as a business owner. Then they can have this as a living document for them to work through. So they can then sit and do some ideas. They can then sit and then work out what their sort of themes are going to be. Then they can expand upon them. And then once you've got that sort of framework, it's just then sitting back and going, okay, I'll have a cup of tea and let's just think it all through. Think through, where do I want the audience to be? Where do I want them to be engaged in this? It's not just going to be, okay, yeah, I'll post that there, I'll post that there, because that doesn't work. We've got the opportunity with this framework. We can see everything very clearly. Let's just take that extra minute just so we can actually get those timings right, and we can hit our audiences where we want them. You know, strike while the iron's hot, as it were. So we can map everything out clearly, and then we've got our checklist to make sure we've got the right content to really engage with our audience. So we've got our great messages, and let's just get that great content to go with them, and that's our tick sheet for it. So that, I get, has been a very, very quick run through of how the methodology works, working through the sort of check sheet. Okay, going back to the sort of core, it is literally about streamlining our focus. In the book, it does go into a lot more detail, and I'll go into a lot more detail in other videos, but I will link below where you can download your copies of these worksheets so you can go through and look at this same sort of thing, and I'll link you to links to the book and links to where you can get other information and get in touch with me, and we can go from there. And let's see, if you need any assistance, I'm happy we can work something out. But as a core framework, have a play, see how it works for you. Any feedback, just let me know. But as I'm going to say, thanks for watching, and I'll put some other videos together very soon. Bye.